It's 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM Afternoon Jump Off with yours truly, Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas. And welcome to the show. And the show is called Time Will Reveal. I just came up with that. And the reason why I've named the show Time Will Reveal is because throughout my career, a lot of times I would make a lot of friends, right? But I would not have any idea what type of occupation my friends had. Everyone knew what I did, but I wouldn't take the time out to get to know what they did. So basically now on this platform, I want to give my friends, my intimate friends, some of my closest friends, the platform to be able to showcase their talents, their abilities, their jobs, and let the world know exactly what they do. So basically, time will reveal. And this man that I have here, I don't know if you could see him yet. I'm not going to put him on the screen. Well, he's done so much in the let's say, in theater, commercials, and film. He's done it all. And I must say, he can also sing, all right? You may know him from Virginia State University with Blue Denim. You may know him from the television series The Wire. You may know him from the movie Creed. You may also know him from, of course, the recent movie that I saw, Nomads, with Tika Sumpter, and also he's best known for the movie Michael Clayton. On the camera, the monitor, with me right now, I welcome my good friend, Christopher Mann. And the crowd goes wild.
My brother. I appreciate that, man. And that's what I call an introduction.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kind of off the top, you know what I mean? I was looking at my phone, like the password closed, just as, closed up. Right? I just wanted to make, yeah, man, I had it all right there. And I said, oh, man, I didn't want to mess up. But
that's funny,
I could have gone on and on with all the things that you have accomplished. But that is the purpose of this show, my good friend.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. And it's like, yo, I wish you all the success in the world, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. Hey, that same here. Hey, man, you inspire me, brother, because I've been following you ever since state.
Yeah,
you've been the man ever since then. You already know that, brother.
Oh, well, I don't know that, but keep it coming.
Well,
I'm
telling you, yeah, I'm telling you. If you don't know, take it from me, man. You've been the man for a long time, brother.
Well, I guess that's where we should start. Yeah, I mean, let's start right there because there's so many different places that where we could go. And the show is Time Will Reveal. So time is going to reveal a lot about people that I'm talking to. And also what I found out is it's going to reveal quite a few things about myself.
About you.
Exactly. So, man, let's go back to 3rd Avenue. Let's start right there.
Oh, my
goodness. 3rd Avenue. Big shout going out to Virginia State University. We're not going to mention the years.
No.
See, and he gets it. He understands that because he's a thespian. You know what I mean? You don't want to put those years out there. But big shout.
A couple years ago anyway. But
I know. Exactly. Yeah. But Virginia State University is where me and this gentleman here, that's where we met. We had a great time together, being creative beings. Yes, we had a ball. What are some of your vivid memories of Virginia State University, C-Man?
Well, you know what? I think, and I'm sure you're going to agree with me, the talent shows.
Yeah.
The singing, the talent shows at Virginia State, man. I mean, of course, there's class. I mean, we everybody dealt with class. But, you're talking about the step shows and the homecomings and all that. All of that stuff. Just it will never leave you, man. I remember how mostly the females used to gather in Foster Hall. Mm-hmm. At about 1 o'clock to watch the stories, man. Everybody be sitting there watching it. You remember that?
Yeah. We'd sit right there in Foster Hall and watch the stories, and we would just kind of watch them with them, but we were waiting for them to get done.
Exactly.
So we could holler at them. I mean, I kind of paid attention a little bit to the stories. Watched them a little bit, and had a certain amount of interest because, prior to Virginia State University, I went to a school of the arts. I didn't go to the performing arts, but I went to basically the school that was the rejects for people didn't make to performing arts in New York City.
I got you.
We all went there because we didn't make it. There's a lot of politics getting into performing arts. You know what I mean? So,
I'm sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of politics, and I didn't know anybody. So I didn't get in there. So coming to state and having that love for theater, I possess that, and I think the kindred spirits between us, your love for acting, and even at that time, I didn't know, but we had a love for music. And the music back then, man, was so good. Yes. Tell me about some of your favorite artists, and I'm going to challenge you to sing, because I've seen some of this karaoke stuff. Yeah, I seen you online. But we're going to put C-Man on the spot. He's going to have to dig in the crates and pull out some of this karaoke stuff. But what are some of the artists that inspire you so much? I know, but I got to ask the question because you're from the area, man.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, right off the bat, from the time I was like, 6, 7 years old, like it was the Stylistics and the Delphonics, the Intruders. You go into like the Whispers, the Manhattans. I mean, dude, Enchantment. I mean, by the time we got to high school, it was a few more groups that were coming in that were, had that same flavor and that same soulful music, man. It meant something, though. You know what I mean? It was really good stuff.
Yeah.
Blue Magic. Can't forget Blue Magic, Mm-hmm.
And Blue Denim, of course. Blue Denim.
Oh, well, Blue Denim. Oh, Blue Denim took the cake.
Now, for those that don't know, Blue Denim was the group that we formed. And we used to perform together and challenge some of the we all know Damian Hall went to Virginia State. You know what I mean? Right. Guys, so we used to battle against him, and others. But what was it about the times where we sang on stage and we performed that you remember the most? Or even not on stage, maybe outside, standing in front of the cafeteria.
Oh, yeah.
On Third Avenue.
Yeah, I mean, just working out those harmonies, man. You know what I mean? And then fighting over who wanted to be the lead on the next one and all that kind of stuff, man.
Right. I tried to find a key that I would sound decent in. You know what I mean? Because I could carry a tune. Some brothers can't even carry a bag, but I could carry a tune.
You were there, brother. You were in the pocket.
Yeah. I just stayed right where I knew I could be, because then I was also rapping. You know what I mean?
Oh, now hold up. Now when you were talking about somebody's strong point, brother, man. I remember. We'd be in a crowd of people, and Ice-T would get out there, man, and run off the top of his head and throw everybody's name in that rap and not miss a beat. Oh, dude, you used to blow me away with that, dude.
Thank you.
Serious, man. I loved it, man.
I don't have those skills anymore. I don't have them. I don't have them anymore. I don't know where that. But I think the influence was my brothers. You know what I mean? Crush, Imperial, all of those cats. And we had our battles, the gym jams, the pub parties. Remember those?
Right. Oh yeah,
definitely. Yeah. And those parties would lead us to having those what was it called? The Delta Star Search competitions where we would compete in. So right now, I want to take a look. Wow. I want to take a look at, because I want them to see that you can sing. So right now, I'm going to play one of your karaoke clips. I'm not even going to tell you which one I'm going to play. I'm just going to drop it right here on 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. R&B Time Will Reveal is the show. Kind of like my podcast, I could say. And my man, hey, Chris, I got to tell you, you still got it, my brother. You still
a little something. I talked to Jimmy James. He used to sing with us.
Right.
He said the same thing. He said the same thing. He's like, "Yo, you still got it." I was like, "Wow, man, I appreciate that, man. I do, man."
Yeah, man. I remember those days. We had so much fun.
Yeah, dude. I don't get to do it as much as I used to, so the pandemic is giving me an excuse to jump in there and do some more. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I'm gonna drop a number one. I'm gonna drop another one somewhere within this show. But
okay,
I want to ask you, because I had it when I was in high school, and we never really. It's amazing that we never really talked about to one another about our love for acting. Where did that start? Where did that come from?
It was something that was always in the back of my mind ever since I was a kid.
Right.
I mean, if I can get to my whole family story, but I was the only child who had two older half brothers, so I didn't grow up with them in the same house. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
And then we moved around from. I was born in Chester, moved to Detroit, came back, moved to Philly, which is right outside of Philly. If you say Chester, you must be saying Philly. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And then
I had family in Chester.
Oh, okay. So you understand. Yeah. So moving around and being by myself in a lot of occasions, growing up, TV and film was one of my drawbacks. Was things that just like music. You know what I mean? I entertained myself. You know what I mean? It was my company. And being an artist, because I draw, I sing, I do all of that stuff. So it was a natural gravitation for me. I gravitated to it naturally. And when I got to high school, I did some things in high school, did some choreography and plays and different things, played around with it, but I never got really serious until I was old enough, to get into it myself. Because like another thing too, from where I came from, my parents didn't have the money to throw out there for me to go and take these classes and get into the art school like you were referring to. So I understood exactly where you were coming from with that.
Right.
So by the time I got to be a young adult and started working, then I could pay for my own classes. So I got into classes and I started out with commercial classes. Then I got into theater classes and studying with theater groups, and then going to casting directors, doing on-camera classes, learning, it's a different techniques from stage to film. You know what I mean? There's the big and then there's the small, the intimate, you know what I mean? So, you had to learn the difference between the two. And I mean, the acting itself, the character building and all that kind of stuff is all the same. But the mediums are different in how you project and the way you play to it.
One that would devastate and humble the average person. And while facing his adversities, he showed courage and strength that should be an inspiration to everyone here. He was a fighter. He never gave up. He refused to let the cards that life dealt him force him to be anything less than a father, less than a friend and a man.
Michael Raymond Clayton, born September 9, 1959, St. Joseph's Hospital, Bronx, New York. Father is NYPD patrolman Raymond Xavier Clayton. Mother, Alice Mary Clayton. Graduates Washingtonville Central High School, Orange County, New York in 1977.
He was mostly just quiet. I heard him moving around. I gave him another pill about 15 minutes ago.
You took it?
Deal's a deal, right?
Super job, Ellison. When you get to New York, you need tickets to the game or anything, you let me know.
I'll do that for sure.
Yeah, I see you do your thing in there. I mean, you need to have that on your resume. I see you in there, but I want to take you back because I think some people may have seen that movie, big film, but you were talking about casting directors, right? And this is when we knew we both were interested in film, when we ran into each other at an audition, laughing already, right? With Pat Moran.
In Baltimore.
I got to mention Baltimore.
Yep.
For
The Wire.
One of the greatest television shows of all time, The Wire.
All time.
And you, my good friend, were in that. Let's take a look, and we'll talk more about it. Let's take a look at some of your stuff from The Wire, and we'll come back and talk more about that. Here's my man, Christopher Mann, in The Wire.
What do you think?
Nice colors. You got a platform?
Schools. Thought I'd be the education mayor.
Well, good luck, Tony. I mean it.
Thanks, man.
When do you announce?
Next month, I think. Get out there early, start raising money. In fact, I thought I'd make the rounds with some people before then, Fill them out.
Well, Watkins?
Hey, he seems to like me.
Well, you really think Odell Watkins is going to split from the mayor's camp? What you could do is, feel him out on an issue or two. Going that way, it's more subtle, You got to charm the guy first. Talk to him about the issues, and then down the road, see if he's willing to throw sunshine on your ass.
I like that. We should do that.
We?
I was thinking, maybe you would ticket your white ass up with me. Make a run for council president. Me at the top of the ticket, an emerging black leader. Handsome, well-spoken. You, the great white hope. The new voice of civic reform. We give Royce a run, man.
And what makes you think I'm interested in council president?
What the hell else you got going? Think about it.
We're back here, 100 Hip Hop and R&B. Yours truly, Lorenzo Ice-T Thomas, and my man Christopher Mann. He's in the building. The Wire, one of the biggest shows of all time. And yes. I don't know. I guess we were auditioning for the same role. I don't know if it was the mayor at that time. I don't think it was the mayor. I was going. That role was for a police officer. I remember I was trying to get the role of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was going for that. That day we met together, it was for a police officer role. And I remember Pat Moran coming to me later on and saying, as you could probably see right now, Lorenzo, you're good when you lock in, but remember, on television, you have to make it smaller. So you're so big for the camera, which is great for theater, where most of my training came from, theater. But when you get in there, when you get in that camera and it's right up on you, those movements have to be right. They have to be subtle. And that's something that you perfected, my brother. Talk a little bit about that, man, and the importance of being able, because you said something about it later. It's basically you're trained and you got to know when to switch it on and switch it off.
Yeah. Well, for film and TV, it's always on. I mean, everything is really small, man. I mean, most people, and that's where a lot of theater actors have trouble crossing over. Yeah. I mean, the ones who can do it, they have great careers. They go back and forth like it's no tomorrow. Like Denzel can do that.
Right.
There's quite a few other actors that I know who can actually do that, which is a great thing. But I was drawn to. I know, for me, I know it's really weird for me. I always say that film and TV acting reminds me of like a regular 9 to 5, because everybody's got a job on the set. You know what I mean? You got your crew members, you got the hair and the makeup people, and you got the script supervisor, the director, first AD, everybody's working. You know what I mean? So where like on stage, you got your director and everybody's out. All the actors are collaborating together to get this play together, but on the set, everybody's working, and it's like, okay, stop, because you stop and you start over again. It's really like work, you know what I mean? So, and I worked 19 years for a company, you know what I mean? So I had that kind of ingrained in me, that kind of, repetitious work. So for film and TV, it really worked for me. It kind of fit into, how I had come up in the, I guess, the blue collar world, I guess you would say, you know what I mean? And to be able to put my art into that same, into that type of lifestyle, it works for me. I love it, man.
Right.
And but as far as the intimacy and the acting and everything, man, I mean that it kind of came natural. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when I started auditioning and going out and reading for people and being able to connect with the material, it's real natural for me to be small. I'm not a loud person anyway. I like to have fun, have a good time. If you know me personally.
Yeah, it's hard for me, man. It's hard for me to be small. And since we're sharing this, it is time we reveal, and sometimes it does reveal a little bit more about myself. So I will share this story with you. You'll get it, right? So in Baltimore, I can't remember the name of the movie, right? I don't even know if I shared it, but when you talk about being big, right? So, and it's this actor who is big. He's a big actor, you know, and a lot of things that he did, especially prior to what he's doing now, right? So I had an audition for the lead role, and he wasn't popular at this time. He was just kind of like, you know, coming out, right? So I had an audition for this role, moved to Baltimore, got a call back for it, right? Because the character was kind of big. So it was kind of easy for me to play big, right? So I got a call back, end up not getting the role, but I went ahead and did some extra work on the set because it was shot in Baltimore, you know, get a paycheck and what have you, and just be on the set, right? So the person that ended up getting the role was Anthony Anderson. Right? And he played opposite Orlando Jones. I can't remember the name of the movie. We probably have to, you know, if we Google that, we'll figure out what the name of the movie was. But those were the two stars in the movie, and it was a period piece, right? So I saw Anthony. I didn't really know him at the time, but he was such a cool dude. So I saw him on the set, and I was like, yo, man, so, you know, what did you do to get that role? He said, man, yo, man, I just went in there, and I was me. You know, I was like, and I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, okay. He said, he said, when I walk into that room, I just take command of the room. I make the script my own, you know, and I add whatever I can to it, you know. And if you give a lot, that's good because they can always tell you to bring it down. You know what I mean?
Question. So was this film a comedy?
Yes, it was. Yeah. It has his character commanded for him to be funny and comedic. Definitely.
Right. I was just going to say that is the one twist in film and TV. In comedy, big does play well in most situations. You can play big as long as you're being honest to the material. You can play big, and it comes off very well in comedy. Because drama is a totally different thing. I do mostly drama. I mean, look at my reel and my resume. It's mostly drama.
Yeah. Well, most recently you did a movie with Tika Supner, and that movie got some play, but you had to market it and promote it by using social media, right? So we'll talk a little bit about the film, and I want to show the scene of you in the film with Tika. How has social media changed the industry, or has it changed it at all?
Oh, it's changed it a lot. It's changed it a lot. Social media. I mean, you can break into the industry without any training at all if you have a following on social media nowadays. You know, like when we came through, there was no social media when we came through. Everything was groundwork. You know, we had to really plug and push and try to get people to know us. You were doing mailings.
Right.
Now they're sending things over the internet. They even auditioning at home with like almost like what we're doing right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, the social media and the networking that people can do, you know, across the internet, man, is ridiculous. It has changed the game. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
Wow.
I mean, and not even so. It's all technology because, like, even with the streaming services out now, you know what I mean? People are binge watching whole series in a week.
True.
Sometimes a night. If you got 10 hours, you can watch a whole series.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I mean?
And because of social media and you marketing and promoting the movie The Nomads, I was able to check it out. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at your scene with Tika. Yeah, let's check it out. Here's my man Christopher Mann in The Nomads.
No. Are you freaking kidding? We can barely buy books around here.
But the great thing about rugby is that it's a zero equipment game. All the kids need is a ball and a field.
Oh, really? That's all you think they need?
They also need a safe place to push their boundaries.
Yeah, we have a very big football team for that.
We do. Too big. We just combined 3 schools. 2 full teams of football players are now screwed.
An unfortunate side effect of the closures.
Exactly. Which means less opportunities for college and scholarships.
A lot of great rugby scholarships out there.
I can't even remember when our graduation rate passed 60%. And you're talking scholarships?
Let's change that percentage.
We hired you to teach, not coach.
All right, man. All right. So I gotta ask you. You know, there's a lot of A-list actors in Hollywood here. You know, who are some of the actors that you've met that have been the nicest and have been the ones that have really lend a helping hand to you in your career?
Oh wow, man, that's a good question. Well, I mean, I'll start, with the A-lister for sure. George Clooney is probably one of the coolest people, man.
Was he down to earth? Was he really down to earth?
Bro, I can't even explain, man. I've said it a few times to other people. Like I remember when I worked with him twice now.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with him on Ocean's 11, and my scene got cut. You know what
I mean? Oh, the cutting room floor. Yeah, I know the feeling.
But it's all good. You know what I mean? Because
I was supposed to be an enemy of the state. I had a scene where I was at the.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, man. Ended up on the cutting room. But when I saw the scene, I realized why they had to cut it, because the scene was moving. It wasn't necessary for me to be in it. So I still got to check. I got to check, but cutting room floor, man.
That's all right.
But go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
So anyway, I got a chance to shoot with him again on Michael Clayton, which was great. And the second day on the set, it's funny because we had a long conversation. We were talking about family and history. Just even with him, like I ain't gonna do too much in personal business, but we rapped for a good while, man.
Right.
And the next day on the set, man, my oldest brother passed away, and he was in Atlanta. And in between the take, it was funny because we were ad-libbing on a scene. And he said, well, keep the phone on, and I'll ask you something about the phone, because it was, this part of the scene wasn't scripted. So we were just playing off the phone, and so the phone was on. And when we cut, we took a break, and I didn't turn it off. My nephew called me, because normally the phone would have been off. I wouldn't have got the call. And my nephew called me and told me, hey, they found, Uncle Phil at home, It was kind of, I mean, it really rocked me.
Right.
So during the break, I got one of the PAs to go let them know, hey, look, I might need a couple extra minutes, because of what happened. And George came out to me, and he stopped and said, hey, look, he said, I really feel sorry for you. He said, look, if you want, we can shut the set down and come back and shoot this scene another day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bro, I mean, yeah, what else can you say to that? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, nobody, yeah. So mad props to George Clooney, man. I'm serious.
Now what year?
Tony Gilroy as well, the director.
Okay. What year was Michael Clayton?
Yeah.
Would you say?
That would have to be 06. It was up when my brother passed in 06.
Man, so Chris, you got to tell me this, man.
That's when we were shooting.
Yeah, you got to tell me this, man. You've been in this game for a long time, dog. I mean, for a long time. And you and I have had some conversations on the phone, texting each other, and, I tell you, don't give up, man. Don't give up. This is the whole purpose of me doing this, because I want to reveal, the things that you have done, and people will notice this. What keeps you motivated to stay in this game, my brother?
Well, first there's my belief, my mental state. I know this is what I'm called to do. I mean, it's just so natural for me to do it.
Right.
Two, I was raising kids during this time, and my youngest will be 21 this year.
Mm-hmm.
And regardless of how hard it's been, and it's been hard, I don't want them to see me quit. I don't want them to take on the attitude of, okay, I can quit whenever things get too tough.
Right.
So I'll stay. That's another reason. That's more fuel that goes into my engine that keeps me moving.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, this my belief. My wife, man, what a support system, man. I mean, she's been with me. There have been times when I've been like really on the edge of saying, okay, I'm jumping off of this train, man. I'm tired of riding it. And she says, no. You know what I mean? She'll smack me around. Hey, come on, brother, wake up now. You got it. And the one thing I can do is trust her. You know what I mean? Right. If I didn't have it, I would know that I didn't have it.
Well, we both know how important it is to have a strong woman by your side, man.
Man,
so
brother.
I've got my wife and I've got my daughter, and let me tell you, man, these are happy times considering what we're going through right now. Preparation is so important, and being prepared for whatever, living beneath your means, you know what I mean? And doing whatever you have to do to survive, and I mean, you're from Philly, you a fighter, dog. You gonna fight.
Yeah.
You
Come
know?
on, dog. Come on, man.
And speaking of fighting, we're gonna take a look at this clip that
Joe Frazier
you
and
know.
Rocky.
Yeah, man, you were in Creed.
Cracked orbital bone, 2 cracked ribs, grade 3 concussion, ruptured kidney, numerous contusions.
Oh. Ruptured kidney, is that?
His injuries will heal with rest and time, including the kidney. Now, we shouldn't have to resort to surgery, but we will need to keep him here for at least 48 hours, as a precaution. Now, he's still numb from the morphine, but he'll certainly feel it later.
Okay.
You okay?
Fine. I just gotta sit.
If you're expecting.
No, I'm fine.
No, seriously. Take it easy, okay?
Excuse me, Dr. Ewell. You have a visitor. Right this way.
All right, we're back here. Time will reveal my man, Christopher Mann. Why do I keep saying my man, Christopher Mann? I think I like the way that rolls. You know what I mean? So, this is the show. Time will reveal. And of course, that was a clip of Chris in the movie Creed 2. And I know we talked before about being able to, because when I saw that on your reel, I thought about, as the actor, you know, where did you have to go in order to understand the vocabulary of a doctor? Because they've got, you know, terminology that we don't say every day. So, you know, was there a lot of that in there? I'm not sure, but, you know, you had to go to a different place for playing a doctor in this role.
Yeah. Actually, fortunately enough, I've actually played maybe 2 or 3 doctors before this.
And you played a psychiatrist in one film, right?
Yeah.
With the lady with the PSD or something like that?
Right. Well, yeah. Well, it's a long story behind that, but yeah, I did study for that. I actually didn't get a chance to shoot it. It's a long story behind that one, though, man. It's a long story.
Okay.
But yeah, but Those Who Kill was a series that was running on. I think that was a Netflix series too, and I played a doctor on there. So I've had to do it, and dude, let me tell you, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's above your. Yeah, it's above your pay grade, but you got to learn it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
you know,
right.
That's 8 to 12 years of studying, brother. That you got to try to pretend like you understand it and fall right in and have that bedside manner and the whole nine, man. It's work, brother.
Yeah,
it's work.
I can imagine.
Really
so, are you finding it, because it seems as if, you know, you've been in the game for quite some time, and you did the movie with Tika Supner, and then you've had, you know, Creed 2. Are you finding it easier to find work nowadays?
You know, that's a very good question. I'm at a point where I know that they trust me to do the work, but I think I'm at a place now where they're steady workers, that the go-tos, okay? And in order to get work on that level, there has to be a gap, opening for you, because these people working steadily. Most actors will work until, you know, they're in a wheelchair and the whole nine. They'll work forever. So once you get to a level where you're actually trying to break through, where the steady work, because what happens is a lot of times when I audition now, I'm auditioning for roles that have an offer out for the people that you normally see all the time, the quote unquote actors you see all the time. So unless they turn those roles down, you know, most of the time those auditions are just routine to make sure they got somebody that can fill in the space in case they don't get one of the offer onlys to take the role.
Right.
And that's
It's interesting you say that, because when you were talking, it kind of reminded me of a couple of auditions that I had, and a role here or two, and, you know, some films that I was in, but some roles I didn't get because of my height, you know, because I was too tall for the rest of the people that were in the scene. So therefore I would come across as if I'm overpowering them because of me being tall. Even though I'm slim, I'm tall. And if the actor is 5'4" and they're the lead with power, I'm not going to get the role. I know a couple of times casting directors say, hey, you're not going to get it because, you're a little too tall. Do you find that that's an issue, or do you find that because we know in the 90s, Wesley Snipes was like killing it, the dark-skinned brothers had their run, and then the light-skinned brothers had their run. So do you feel as if there is some type of prejudice in the industry where it comes to getting roles or getting cast for roles to whereas complexion is what matters? I talked about height, but now is it because of your complexion? You're too light, you're too dark, you're not dark enough. What is the industry saying in reference to that?
Well, it is that's. I mean, it's all speculation on my end because I'm not in the room when they're talking. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking or what they're saying.
Right.
But I do. It's funny you mentioned that the light-skinned brothers had their turn, but I don't really recall a time where everywhere you looked up, it was a lot of light-skinned brothers getting work. I mean, I try to go back. I try to go back in history. I mean, I know Sidney.
That might be my musical brain. That might be my musical brain kicking in. Now be sure and Christopher Williams. It was hot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right, the barge and all of them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get the music industry mixed up with the acting industry, and I don't think it's ever been quite like that. I mean, like I said, you can go back to Sidney Poitier, Bill Cosby. I mean, you could just run through a long list of actors who were not really light-skinned that were working for a long time.
Maybe Harry Belafonte was maybe the lightest one, or
and of course, he
or James Earl Jones.
Well, that's what I said. Those two early on, and then not Sidney Poitier, but Harry Belafonte gave up his career for civil rights.
Right.
Once he started on the civil rights thing, he pretty much got blackballed, and he just stepped back and he just fought for civil rights, which was an honorable thing, man. I mean, he's it's mad respect for Harry Belafonte, man. So anyway, I do think the industry doesn't know how to deal with light-skinned men. Because I think the ladies do have a little easier time getting work than we do. And when it comes to complexion, light-skinned females, they do seem to get a lot more work than the males do.
Right.
I mean, like you think about the Cosby Show. See, the Cosby Show was Bill Cosby and Malcolm Jamal Warner, but all the daughters were light-skinned. Except for the youngest daughter, you know what I mean?
Rudy, right. Napoleon.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I mean, if you look at a lot of shows, you see that. You'll see, a brown complected husband with a lighter complected wife. I mean, you see it all the time.
Right.
You see it all the time. You know what I mean? So.
And it's funny because now when you watch a lot of television commercials, you'll see a lot of interracial couples. In these commercials. It's interesting. But you played a role in this movie, Loving, that talked a lot about race. We want to take a look at a clip right here. You know how I feel about your scene in Loving, man. And with you had quite a few scenes, but there's one of them that I love. Let's take a look at Christopher Mann in Loving.
Thank you.
It's all right, babe. It's all right.
Where's Richard?
He moved his things out.
That was my boy, Christopher Mann, in Loving. And let me tell you, Chris, that movie did not get the credit that it deserves. I'm so disappointed that more people didn't see it. Imagine if it would have come out on Netflix while we were going through this pandemic. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Imagine. I mean, even if it was on Netflix right now, I don't know. We got to check. We might need to pull that up.
I think it's still on Amazon. I think I forgot how much it is. You got to rent it, you know. But I think it's still on Amazon.
Right. Yeah. Well, tell me what it was like playing.
It's an amazing film, man.
Yeah. Well, tell me what it was like playing in that movie, my brother.
Oh man, that was great. That was a great experience, man. I mean, that was, you know, it's funny. A lot of times, like we talk about the auditioning process and, you know, the struggle and the waiting to get the part. Sometimes when parts are meant for you, you can't walk away from them. And that was one of them. I couldn't walk away from it because originally the way it was brought to me was it was a low budget independent film. It's like, and it's shooting in Virginia. You might have to drive down. So I was like, well, I'm gonna lose money on that one. So I don't know. I wasn't really interested at first.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Because I didn't know anything about it. You know, they said it was low budget. So I'm thinking talking about $125 a day. You know, I got to drive all the way to Virginia and back and forth and burn my gas and everything. I'm going to lose out. I mean, so it's like sometimes the you know, you want the credit and you want to do the work, but if it's going to put you in the hole and you got a family at home, you got to try to, you know, pay the bills on. You know,
That's right. That's right.
It may not be worth me doing this job. So anyway, my agent called me and said, "Hey, look, they want you to put yourself on tape." You know, and they do, because at first they wanted me to come to Virginia. I was like, "I'm not going to do that." They said, "Well," I said, "All right, I'll put myself on tape." They got back to her and said, they loved you. They want to know if you would come to Virginia for a callback. So I'm like, oh man, but it's still, and I
just for the callback, right?
Low budget? Is it still low budget? I was like, she said, yeah. I was like, so she said, well, they said that you could they'll do a Skype callback with you and you can read with them on Skype. Okay.
So, all right.
So, but here's the crazy part, right? So, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, who are these people? So I it's the internet. Let me go on the internet and see if I can find anything out about this project. So I go on IMDb and find out that the movie was supposed to have been done, you know, maybe a year or so before that. And originally, Scorsese's name was on it.
Wow.
So I'm like, wait a minute. I said, hold on. So I said, wait a minute. This is a low budget. You know what I mean? So then I look up Jeff Nichols and I saw some of his stuff. I said, this is an accomplished director. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, something's not right here. So I'm tripping out. So now I got to do the callback. So now I'm like, okay, I got to blow this away now because, you know, this could be opportunity. You know what I mean? This is not just a low budget piece that you may not ever see any daylight. So I'm like, okay. So I do the read for him. And he says, hey, yeah, I think you'd be great with us, man. Only thing we want you to do now, if you don't mind coming down so we can meet you in person. So, you know, I almost jumped in the car right after.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I had to play it cool. Oh yeah, I think I could do that. Okay. You know, I played it. So I went down, and when I got there, Ruth Negga had just flown in from England. She was there. I met her, and met Jeff and a couple of the cast members, man. And like I said, I couldn't walk away from it because originally I wasn't going to do it. They wanted me to come down. I didn't want to go down. You know what I mean? But it came to me, and it wouldn't leave until the thing was done. I mean, so some things are meant for you, man. Right. Regardless.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I definitely enjoyed the movie. I watched it. I'm supporting you, brother, all the time. What do you got coming up next, man?
Okay. Can I say it? I guess I can, yeah.
If you can't, don't worry about it. I understand. I get it.
Well, there's a series that I worked on this past fall that they actually completed the whole season. Okay. And I'm not sure if I can mention the name. I'll tell you this. I know they're coming on. They're going to be on. I just read it online. Oh, you know, it's actually, yeah, I can tell you. It's called The Right Stuff. I forgot because I just saw some articles online that they're going to be.
Is Vanessa Williams in it? The Right Stuff? No. Okay, all right. Wishful thinking. No. Ooh, you could play opposite of Vanessa Williams. Oh, I know your wife is around. Sorry.
Calm yourself.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, my brother. Man, it's been a pleasure talking to you. And,
yo, man, I appreciate you having me.
Man, I'm so glad that we've linked up and we've been communicating more over the past year or so. So, man,
That's right.
Man, when you're brothers, it doesn't matter how long you may not, communicate. You can pick up right where you left off. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
All right, but you're gonna have to leave us with a song.
Oh,
so let's check out my man. And if you don't know my man's work, Christopher Mann goes to his IMDb page. He gets work. He's got credits. He's got credits like crazy. Check him out. He's going to leave us with some karaoke. All right. Until next time, Christopher Mann. I'm Lorenzo Thomas, 100 Hip Hop and R&B FM. The show is Time Will Reveal. Until next time. Take us away, Chris.
You got it.
There's a spark